This is a product video for SOTT's Elemento-6 gloss carbon wrap film, and here are the details. Product name Elemento-6, product number 1917, film type ultra flexible cast, width 152 centimeters, thickness 100 microns, color and finish black high gloss carbon, liner PE coated, and here are the uses. Elemento-6 gloss carbon wrap film is made up of 6 layers which help give it a hyper-realistic carbon look. Important product information like lot number and product number can be found on the outside of the box and on the tag of the roll. Always be sure to recycle the cardboard box, plastic bag, and core tubes. And the Elemento-6 has a new low-tech adhesive with AirEgress technology, as well as protective clear liner to help ensure a gloss finish and no mottling during transport. Use firm overlapping squeegee strokes to adhere it to the application surface, and though Elemento-6 is highly conformable, overstretching it can distort the pattern and color. If this happens, pick the piece back up, trigger the memory effect, and reapply. Even though it has 6 layers, using standard cutting tape will achieve clean-cut edges. For installation techniques and tips for SOTT Elemento-6, we begin with large sections with moderate curves like hoods. The first step is to do a general clean, and this will remove dirt and debris. Using a high-quality microfiber towel is best. Next, clay bar the surface to remove any tiny specks on the surface, then use another microfiber towel to absorb the soapy residue. The final stage of the cleaning process is to grease the surface with SOTT Surface Cleaner 2 with an extra focus on the edges. If needed, be sure to lower the surface energy of high points with masking tape. It's best to measure, cut, then roll the Elemento-6 out on a cutting table. Be sure to keep the protective liner on during this process in order to keep the face of the carbon in pristine condition. Use a tack cloth right before dropping the panel, then take time to ensure that the panel is symmetrical. A good tip is to mark one corner roughly 3 centimeters from the edge of the panel, then lock it in place with a magnet. Mark the other side exactly the same, and now the pattern will be uniform. Before releasing the liner, remove any excess film with a backing paper cutter. Save the excess film as this will be used on mirrors and other sections of the vehicle. Take advantage of the low initial tack of the adhesive and release the entire liner. This is called going cowboy or cowgirl. Remove the clear protective liner next and be sure to put it in the recycling bin. Before squeegeeing, the panel needs to be made wrinkle-free, which is called making glass. Pull with firm pressure and the triangle technique, and then lock in the edges with a finger or squeegee stroke. Be sure to set the film under the edges and corners. For tight corners, prep these by tucking the film in with a squeegee. Then be sure to gloss out the entire hood and setting all the edges, as this will help prevent the film from lifting during the squeegeeing process. Prep the tools like application gloves and wet buffers in a safe area so no one can slip. Then apply the recessed areas first. This is called the palm technique. This will help prevent adhesive lines, along with the fact that the adhesive of the Elemento-6 gloss carbon has been specifically formatted not to get adhesive lines. Be sure to apply firm pressure when squeegeeing. Apply all the recessed areas first, re-wetting the glove when necessary, and always stop and adjust to prevent wrinkles from occurring during this process. The final step is to squeegee the flat last, as this is the easiest section, then check the surface for bubbles before cutting. It's critical to relax the edges with heat, as this will eliminate any tension in the 6 layers. Before cutting, always click the tip of the blade to ensure that it's extra sharp. Then, to get the highest quality, cut the corners first. Cut them out roughly 1 centimeter on either side, then make what is called an empty 2 or angled out cut on the edges. A good tip is to work from corner to corner so that no wrinkles occur. This also helps keep high focus for the installer and avoids mistakes. Since Elemento-6 has a hyper-realistic carbon appearance, making sure the install has no wrinkles and symmetrical cuts on the edges is key to making it look like factory carbon. On tricky corners commonly found by the front windshield, put extra focus on prepping the film so there is as little tension as possible. Using the SOTT Factotum tucking tool in combination with having masking tape on the fender helps tremendously. Right after cutting, seal the edge to make sure it's set, then move to work out in gradual steps roughly 3 centimeters on either side. With the corner complete, then cut to the corner from the sides. This sequential order will help keep the film from bunching up on the corner. With everything cut out, it's critical to do a 360-degree checkover with heat on the edges to ensure that the Elemento-6 is sealed. This is to ensure long-term durability and also go over the main surface area to check for bubbles, then remove any soapy residue with SOTT Surface Cleaner 2. Last step is remove any props during this process and the hood is complete. We now move to more complex curves commonly found on mirrors. High focus cleaning is essential here as these areas will be wrapped in one piece all the way to the edge. Use a tucking tool in a microfiber towel to ensure that the edge is fully degreased and dry. If applicable, use the scrap from the hood to wrap the mirror. Lower the surface energy with masking tape, then remove the clear protective liner to ensure the highest flexibility. The key for compound curves is to start at the hardest part, which in this case is at the front bottom corner. Installers have to keep in mind that it's all about making sure the pattern stays uniform, so following a body line that marks the 50-50 point of tension on both sides is critical. What is also important is to have patience and work in stages, using moderate heat to soften the film. Once the body line is set, then one half can be focused on. Because Elemento-6 is a multi-layered film, using the shimmy and shake technique to even out the tension is a good tip. Also, make sure that the fingers spread out the tension and pull away from hot spots, which will help avoid tight wrinkles that can lead to low quality. For tight sections, make relief cuts, then use the cold pre-stretch technique to shrink the film to corners. With the film to the edge, use the tuck and cut method by relaxing with heat, then forming in with the hard side of the squeegee or factotum. It is very important to heat the film to roughly 50 degrees Celsius and let it sit for at least 30 minutes before cutting. To ensure solid workflow during the install, a good tip is to work on another section, in this case the other mirror, while the adhesive sets up on the section just wrapped. For spoilers, with smart prep and good techniques, in most cases they can be left on the vehicle, which will help save time and increase profits. It's all about lowering surface energy and making sure the piece has enough excess film on all sides for solid stretch. Like with mirrors, for spoilers, starting at the 50-50 body line is critical to avoid overstretching and keeping the pattern uniform. With the proper workspace temperature between 15 and 25 Celsius, only moderate heat should be needed, and then it's all about stretching evenly. Always be sure that the tension is the same on all the corners before going to the other half of the section. From the body line, work the film evenly to the next one. Make even glass with wide fingers on the section, then, once flat, lock the film to the body line with a finger. Finish it by making one squeegee stroke on the flat area in between. This helps avoid adhesive lines. From this body line, pick the film back up and add heat. This will help take the tension back to zero, and then it can be tucked all the way to the edge. This will help ensure that the pattern of the gloss carbon stays uniform, as well as ensure long-term durability. For chunky corners, be sure to trigger the excess film with heat so it conforms tightly, then tuck it in to the base. Use the factotum to do a 360-degree loop for quality check on the edges, then heat set the piece, but do not cut the excess film away. Instead, go back to the first mirror installed as the 6 layers of the Elemento-6 have set on the edge and now are ready to cut. These are critical areas to cut professionally, so click the blade and use a 30-degree blade for precise hold. Keep the blade angle perpendicular so it holds the gap. Steady focus is critical, and with the cutting complete, seal the edges completely, then double check them by adding heat. For spoilers, focus on the corners first, much like on the hood. With the corners neutralized, then the sides can be cut. The key is to keep the blade angle towards the surface at a 10-degree angle. This will help the blade hold the edge as well as prevent the blade from cutting the body of the vehicle. Having good body position throughout this process will help a lot. When a section has been cut out and sealed, it's time to post-heat, and the Elemento-6 post-heating temperature is between 95 and 105 degrees Celsius. Be extra thorough during this process, and a good tip is to post-heat the entire object if it is a severe compound curve. For warranties, vertical is between 4 and 5 years, while horizontal is between 2 and 4. And the criteria is broken up into regions, so be sure to reference the data bulletin on the website for more information. And here are the other applications where SOTT Elemento-6 gloss carbon wrap film can be used, like roofs, accents on bumpers of all shapes and sizes, chrome deletes around windows or on trunks. Hard to wrap antennas are an option due to the high conformability, as well as interior pieces to help create a custom look. When removing the Elemento-6, be sure to do so within the warranty and heat the film up to between 40 and 50 degrees Celsius. For more information and to order SOTT Elemento-6, you can go to sott-products.com. Here you will find a section dedicated to this product with more information and links. At the top, you can click on Where to Buy, and this will take you to a page that gives you options for the United States and worldwide. On social media, like on Facebook and Instagram, use SOTT-products for up-to-date information and events. This has been a product video for SOTT's Elemento-6 Black Gloss Wrapping Film, proudly produced by the Wrap Institute.